the Florida State Seminoles offense comes out for their first possession today. All right, Kirk, let's take a quick look at the impact players for today's game and how they're going to affect the outcome.
These are your leaders on the field and in the locker room. These are your go-to guys, not only when you need a play to be made, but also when you need somebody to rally your team.
They'll tackle him at the 27.
Great job by the offensive line here, opening up some holes and giving the running back room to run on first down. Plays like this can open up the playbook for the play caller, allow him to make that defense think, are they going to run? Maybe play action, maybe throw the ball downfield.
The sophomore able to bring him down quickly.
For the defense coordinator this week, all week telling us about gap integrity, not giving this running back any creases at all. Really sound defense on that play.
They'll try to move the chains here on the ground. And it's good for a first down.
He didn't throw the ball. What the heck is going on?
More options on your plate. It can confuse the defense a bit as well. Here they trust the quarterback to be able to make the right decision and get the football into the hands of the playmaker.
Well, the play is just blown up by the big fella in the middle, Kirk, showing some quickness for his size.
Yeah, we know about his power, but how about his ability to penetrate there? And that's the quickest way to blow up a run game, is that interior penetration. If you're able to break through the middle of that offensive line, then you can create a lot of havoc in the middle.
It's a quick grab. To get him down quickly, not much of a gain on that completion.
You know, they're completing passes, but they're not getting the ball downfield. It puts a lot of pressure on your receivers to make plays after the catch. Now you're third down and long. You're going to have to get the ball thrown downfield if you want to be able to put drives together.
The Seminoles are moving quickly down the field. First down, looking to throw the ball. Quarterback escapes the pocket and takes off. And it's complete downfield. Tackle made, but the game moves the ball to 30. And the Seminoles have first and 10 here. Handoff here from the shotgun. And he's tackled, but only after picking up a first down.
Well, this is exactly what you want to see as an offense to open up a football game. Everything seems to be working, whether they're running the football, as we saw right there, able to protect, throw the football with timing and rhythm, everything on full display for this offense to let this defense know they could be in for a long.
Cannot escape. They've got him. It'll be a short loss, a yard or two.
Well, the offense tries to go with a play action to slow this defense down, but they weren't buying. They applied the pressure and came up with a sack.
Offense comes up to the line. They might have a chance for a couple more plays before the quarter expires. Second down, we're going to throw it.
Fuck me.
Oh, nice play by the defender. Got a hand in there to break up the pass.
Some players just have a real knack for timing their jump, and that defender was able to get a big paw on the ball and bat it away.
Offense coming to the line. They might have a chance for a couple more plays before we reach the end of the quarter. Drops back, looking to throw for it on third down.
Good play.
It's incomplete. That's a good job of the defender to break that up. So on fourth down now, out comes the field goal unit. And it's good. And the field goal will finish off the first quarter. As we break for the quarter, Kirk, Florida State is on top. And the first quarter is in the books. What is a huge opportunity for both these programs to get a step closer to a national championship. Now they get set to kick it away. They'll return it from inside the 5. And the coverage team pins him in and brings him down. And the Texas A&M offense heads back out onto the field. They had it going on the last drive, but it ended abruptly with the interception. Let's see what they can do here. On first and 10, they'll look to throw it. Quarterback escapes the pocket. He'll avoid the big hit with the slide.
Chris, watch him work through his progressions here. Finds the first and the second option aren't there. By the third option, he's got to pull it down and try to pick up some positive yards, in which he did, and then he slides down to avoid the big hit.
Quarterback looking to pass here on second down. Receiver makes the grab. Not much after the catch, but it is good enough for a first down.
But when you sit back and play zone defense like this, what you allow is your defense to have eyes on the football. Here, they give up the catch, but you can see how they rally to the football. There's just nowhere to go for this slot receiver.
Out of the shotgun, he'll hand it off. A solid 8-yard gain brings up a 2nd and 2.
Just love watching this back run. Gets behind that offensive line, lowers his pads, and gets a nice, solid gain.
2nd down after that run on the previous play. And now the running back's got it again. And that will pick up a first down. They'll spot it at 38.
I tell you, this running back from Texas A&M is dangerous when he has room to work. Great speed, good job of picking up the first down. And Chris, you just think about some of the backs that they've had when they've had a chance to put that Texas A&M uniform on. Dante Hall, some people forget, was a Texas A&M running back. Devon Achane, of course, more recently. And even Isaiah Spiller, good, tough blend of toughness and speed.
Offense getting set. It's 2nd down. Ball handed off. Trucks through the defender. And the freshman brings him down quickly.
Chris, you know, the spread era over the years has always grown offensively, but what I've been always impressed with defenses that really build their defense to play in space still have an ability to be sound at the line of scrimmage and defend a running game. It's exactly what we saw right there.
3rd down, out of the shotgun. Makes a quick grab.
Man, come on, man.
The defense, but moves the sticks. First down.
Simple pitch and catch on the drag route. Quarterbacks love these routes because they're short throws, but those yards after the catch kind of pad your stats.
Off the play fake, looking to throw on first down. Gets the ball off as he's hit, but it's incomplete.
Well, it's pretty simple. The defensive line does a great job of getting after the quarterback and forcing him into that incompletion.
Hit that like button.
2nd and 10. Quarterback drops back from the shotgun, looking for a receiver. Catch made on the right side. He stopped just short of that first down marker, inches away from it.
Well, the quarterback has just too much time against this zone. There's not enough pressure to allowing him to sit back and pick apart this zone defense.
Can he make it to the marker? Tackle made at the 41. That's first down yardage. That's the 2-minute warning here before halftime as the offense tries to cut into this lead. Texas A&M getting set with a 1st and 10 now. And he drops back in the gun. It's a short completion of the tight end. A big hit by the linebacker. Physical tackle there, big versus big.
And here the tight end shows off his hands for a nice game. Love to see the big man get his touches.
That completion makes it 2nd and medium. There's the snap. Looking to throw the ball. Pass caught. And he'll get the first down yards before they finally bring him down.
Well, you can tell the quarterback knew exactly what he wanted to do with the football. He was going to that end route no matter what. He hits it for a nice game.
And looking to throw now on first down. Brought down for a loss after the completion. Not what they were looking for.
You know, he had nobody open downfield because of great coverage there by this defense. But what I love to see is how they run to the ball. He checks it down, and this guy's got nowhere to go. It's a big loss.
2nd down play coming up for this offense. Quarterback leaves the pocket on the move now. And a nice gain there in the scramble. He saw an opening and tried to get there with his legs. They're backed up here trying to make something happen on 3rd and long. Dropping back. They're going to throw for the first down. Scrambling. Now he'll make the throw.
Man, come on.
He pulls it in for a big Makes the catch at the 10-yard line. Offense threatening now. Will we see a touchdown here in the first half? It's 1st and 10. Here's the snap. Looking to throw here. Able to get the pass away, but took a hit that time.
Crazy.
Returning to the line on second down. This is important. They want to avoid a 3rd and long. Play action fake. Looking to throw. He's moving out of the pocket. And the junior able to get home with the sack. Timeout is called to talk strategy late in this close game with halftime approaching. Offense been in reverse here. Now a long way to go to convert this 3rd down. And that one is over everyone's head beyond the end zone and incomplete. And here comes the field goal unit onto the field. And that one's straight down the middle. And that will tie the score as halftime approaches. So they settle for 3, and now the kickoff. We'll see if the opposing offense has enough time to answer before halftime. And he takes this from inside the 5. And he's tackled at the 21. That's where the drive will start. And here comes the Florida State offense on the field. They settled for a field goal last time out. Let's see what they can do this time. So they start the drive looking for some late fireworks here. Less than 30 seconds before halftime. Looking to throw it on 1st down. Finds an open target on the left side. Stop at the 36. That's good enough to move the sticks. Timeout is called to talk strategy. Time for just 1 or 2 plays here before halftime. So the offense looking to be efficient here. Not much time remaining before the end of the half. On 1st and 10, looking to throw. It's caught downfield. They bring him down, but not before a huge gain. Moves the ball to the 40-yard line. So a timeout is called to talk strategy. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays before halftime. Looks like the final play of the half coming up. They're going to run it here. That's a nice tackle there by the senior. The offense spends their final timeout of the half here to talk strategy. So just before halftime here, out comes the field goal unit. And this one is right through. And that field goal, the final play of this opening half. The minute's going to wrap up the first half here. Let's kick it now to Kevin Connors with our halftime update. And the Aggies will kick this away to start the second half. Fields it just outside the goal line. Coverage team brings down the returner. And the Florida State offense heads back onto the field. First down play call. How aggressive will he be? They get the second half started with their running play. Great move in the open field. And it's good for a first down to the 36.
Outstanding blocking on the left side of that offensive line. That's really what opened up this play. They did their job, and you can see the results. You burst open and get a big gain on the ground. If I were them, I'd keep going to that side and see how much more success they can have.
Just trucks the man. They've got him after a 7-yard gain, so 2nd and 3.
Well, throughout this game, they've shown a number of their base run plays in the first half, so it's good to mix in the counter here in the second half, just in case the defense is starting to over-pursue. Keep an eye on if they pull that play again maybe later in this game.
And they're moving the receiver now before the snap. They flip it to him on the jet sweep. Breaks clear, end zone ahead. Tackle is finally made, but it's down at the 28-yard line.
The defense has got to do a much better job here of adjusting to the pre-snap motion. They just kind of stayed in place, and it gave the receiver plenty of room there to make a nice play.
The Noles will line up on 1st and 10. Takes the snap and takes off on the run. And he'll step out of bounds after a solid gain on that run.
These quarterbacks today in the college game are so athletic. They can beat you with their arm, obviously. But just when you think you have them figured out, they tuck the ball and go. I'd expect this defense to put in a spy running.
they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. And the Noles will crank up the tempo. On third down, it's a handoff. Fights off a defender. They make the tackle, but it sets the offense up for a first and goal from the 10.
Well, here's the first play to start this second half, and it's really more the same of what we saw in the first half. Really no need to make drastic changes. What you were doing in that first half gave you the lead. Just keep working on it.
Looks like the QB is changing the play at the line. Here comes a first down pass attempt.
Oh, my God.
Off in the end zone.
How about this, Chris? The safety reads the quarterback's eyes perfectly and saw the throw before it even happened. If you're the quarterback, that's why it's so important to look those safeties off so they can't break on your throws.
And here comes the Aggies offense back on the field. They moved it last time, but settled for a chip shot, looking to find the end zone this time. He's out of bounds after a nice gain, and finally, a spark of life from this offense.
Boy, this receiver in the slot is giving this defense all kinds of problems. He has another catch on the day. You may want to adjust out, get out of your base, maybe try 5 or 6 defensive backs on the field. Somebody that can match up more athletically against this slot receiver.
I'm talking about small.
Tackle way behind the line. He'll lose 6 there.
Boy, how about the defensive speed there in the team pursuit? They recognize the target from the middle of the field and show their team speed to be able to eliminate this play.
They'll give it to the running back. He shreds the tackle. They've got him down out near the 40. So the offense getting set. This is not where you want to be against this defense. Third and long. Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. And he's brought down. Offense going backwards with the sack.
Nothing is more gratifying for a defense to be able to sit back and play zone and still get pressure on the quarterback with your defensive front.
And on fourth down, the punter sends it away. And he takes it around the 20.
Oh,
The
my
coverage team
God.
makes the stop on this return.
Got to get out of that cut.
And the Seminoles offense comes back on the field. That costly red zone interception the last time out. Let's see if they can recover from that error. Trying to create outside the pocket now. And the pass will fall incomplete on the scramble attempt. Good coverage there.
Well, they don't make the completion here. The timing seemed to be off between a quarterback and the receiver. But, man, this defensive coordinator, he may want to consider getting more pressure on this quarterback by changing some things up. You've got a lot of time back there to throw the ball. And eventually, it's going to cost you.
Looking for some space. It's not.
What?
And the run moves the ball up to the 33.
I had all that space, and for some reason, my running back runs directly to the damn D tackle. Shit crazy.
Again, thrown out of the RPO, and it's complete. In a big game before he goes out of bounds, the offense keeps churning, gets a fresh set of downs.
Well, it's third down. The defense knows he's going to get the ball. You still can't stop the quarterback finding this receiver to be able to pick up another first down for this offense.
Picks up 2, so it's 2nd and 8.
You know, in the era that we live in right now, everybody wants to spread the field around, try to create space, try to create one-on-one matchups, and the defense is countered over the years by trying to play out wide. But here's a great example. The defense has the ability to play wide, but still be solid at the line of scrimmage, not give up big run
I
plays.
wasn't patient
As
at
we
all.
break for the quarter, Kirk, Florida State is on top, sitting in a pretty good spot as you wrap up the third quarter, trying to keep those national championship hopes alive. Let's take a quick look at the game sets where we have a chance. A big play here after the break. Offense trying to convert here on third down.
What?
False start there, moving too early.
Oh my God.
Pretty easy call for the head coach. He will accept that penalty, of course. The important play right here. Close game. 3rd and long. Dropping back. They're going to throw for the first down. The sure hands. It's Knox. Heads out of bounds after a solid gain. More than enough to pick up a first down.
Well, I love the call here by the offensive coordinator. Has the lead in the 4th quarter. It's 3rd down. Instead of running, you throw it. Take a chance of a potential incompletion, but instead you trust your quarterback. Completion, first down.
And he'll loft it to the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown, Seminoles.
What a security blanket for this quarterback. When in doubt, just throw it to the big man and let him go up and make the catch for the touchdown.
Extra point up and good. A double-digit lead now here in the 4th quarter. Kickoff team is on the field to boot this one away. He's going to bring this out a few yards deep in the end zone. And they've got the returner corralled. Here comes the Texas A&M offense back on the field. Last possession, they were forced to kick it away. Can they finally get things going this time? In the first play of the drive now, they're backed up at the 12-yard line. First down, looking to throw the football. The pass rush closing in. And he just throws it away there. Safe move. Had nobody open. Second down play coming up. Quarterback drops back. We're going to test the secondary. And this pass is caught. They bring him down to the 38, but that's good enough for a first down. The Aggies looking to use the up-tempo offense here.
It's a nice completion there, Chris. And this possession at this point in the game is critical for them. They've got to focus on putting points on the board right now to make this a one-possession game.
How?
Breaking free at midfield.
Come on, man.
Gets down to avoid the tackle. Texas A&M getting set with a 1st and 10 now.
Well, they did a good job of getting pressure on the quarterback, but, man, make the play. Bring him down. Instead, they give up positive yards here on the scramble.
Tight end makes the grab. He is a load to bring down. Finally, a strong tackle by the cornerback gets him.
Well, playing with the lead, good job by this defense to keep the receiver in bounds. Try to keep that clock moving, trying to secure a victory.
There's the tackle, but first down yardage. No huddle here for the offense. On 1st and 10 here, looking to throw the ball. Quarterback moving out of the pocket, trying to create. The defense gets him, but it's a first down. Shows you how dangerous he can be scrambling. Texas A&M is now operating in the red zone. First down, looking to throw the ball. He's got it right near the end zone. And he's down at the 3-yard line. A chance to get right back into this football game. It's first down and goal. And he'll set up to throw. Looking to scramble. Oh, the sack is made there by the freshman. Second down here. Time for one more play before the 2-minute warning. We've reached the 2-minute warning here. This offense needing to score and then get the football back. Second down and goal. And the back now goes in motion. Quarterback looking to throw it on second down. The pocket breaking down. There, nobody open. Excellent coverage. They break the huddle on 3rd and goal. Field goal doesn't do much good here. Quarterback looking to connect with the receiver here. He's running out of time here. They trap him and sack him back at the 10. Field goal here doesn't help the cause. They're going to go for the touchdown here on 4th down. From the shotgun, drops back, looking for an open man. Flips it to the running back, but he's got work to do. And they stop him short of the goal line. What a stand by this defense. And here comes the Florida State offense on the field. They're in pretty good position. It's a 2-possession game. Can they now put this game on ice? And, of course, they'll work the clock here, keep it on the ground. And now it's the defense that calls timeout here, trying to get organized and preserve as much clock as possible.
It's exactly what you want to see as a play caller. You get positive yards to be able to kind of keep you on schedule as a play caller. That's all you can ask for. Good job up front and a nice run.
Using the ground game here. Tailback has the handoff. And now a timeout taken by the defense, trying to preserve as much clock as possible for their offense.
See, that's how you limit what an offense wants to do. This time, the defense just won the battle up front at the line of scrimmage, not giving up any big plays. Everybody's gap sound. It's really solid defense on that play.
And they'll keep it on the ground. Running back has the handoff. Stopped short of the 25, but it's enough to move the sticks. And now it's the defense that calls timeout here, trying to get organized and preserve as much clock as possible. How aggressive do you get on 1st and 10? From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1.
My gosh, this offensive line's got to do a better job of blocking. The defense was zeroed in on the ball carrier and absolutely nowhere to go for the offense.
They'll switch it up, looking to throw. And here comes a deep shot.
Come on, quarterback.
Deep there, good effort, but now it's 3rd down.
You know, I like the quarterback's
trash.
patience here, and instead of trying to force the issue and squeeze the ball into coverage, he just decides to just basically throw it away and live for the next down.
And he'll drop back here on 3rd down. But they don't connect. It's incomplete, and it brings up 4th down. The Seminoles will line up to punt it away. Looking to flip the field here.
Appreciate it.
And the fair catch is made, but there's a flag down. So let's sort that out. And the head coach will decide to accept the penalty and take the yardage. The offense gets a second chance at points here after that special teams roughing penalty. Send the back in motion. On 1st and 10, they'll look to throw it. Grab behind the line, it's Knox. He's brought down quickly as short gain gets them a few yards closer to the marker. That completion makes it 2nd and medium. Out of the shotgun, he hands it off. Brought down, but it's past the line to gain. And the Seminoles looking to crank up the tempo a bit. And looking to throw now on 1st down. Short connection to the tight end here. They get him down, but the gain moves the ball to the 37.
Chris, much like we saw in the first half, this quarterback could put the ball right on the money. Now, you know the defensive coordinator at halftime spent all the time he could with his secondary to come up with answers on how to try to slow this guy down.
There's a shot toward the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Knowles.
So much about speculation on whether or not they're going to kick a field goal or go for a touchdown. They put this ball into the end zone, and they put this game out of reach. What a job by this team and by this offense.
And the extra point up and good makes it a 3-score game, up 17 here in the 4th. The kickoff team on the field now as they get set to send this one away. Turner trying to create good field position. Makes it to the 16. That's good coverage there. And for the first play of the drive, they'll set up at the 16. Looking to throw it on 1st down. Defense is coming after him. Oh, the pass rush gets home. A sack to end it as the defense punctuates this victory. Of course, in the playoffs, it's survive and advance. This is a crucial W. Great performance, but now the stage gets even bigger. The challenges will continue going forward.
Yeah, more and more pressure will grow as this team continues to win football games, but you and I have been around this team all year long. So